What's up everyone, it's United Weather here with another weather forecast video. In today's video, we are going to be doing our early winter forecast. So since it's August, this is not the official winter forecast, as obviously there's still a lot of things that can change, but we are going to go over all the data that we have available to us right now to try to give you guys the most accurate forecast and outlook for this winter that we can. I will be trying to do another winter forecast, an official one, probably mid-September, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And with that being said, let's get started. So taking a look now at the first climate model, which is the CANCIPS. This is the precipitation anomaly, so how above or below average the precipitation will be. Below average is going to be in your yellow and orange colors, and above average will be in your green, going all the way up to blue colors. So just keep that in mind as you go through the video. So as you can see, this is December. So basically the entire country is below average precipitation. Northern plains, you guys should be, right on average. I'd even lean a little bit above average. But again, this is only one climate model. I will show you guys the other one later. So moving on now, January, relatively the same idea. You do have some green moving in here. Green moving in here in the northwestern United States, but basically the same idea as December. Here's February, again, pretty much the same thing. And now skipping ahead to March, you can see that kind of below average precipitation moves up further north. So pretty much now at this point, the entire country is going to be below average precipitation. Again, this is only according to one climate model. There are two which I will be showing you. And of course, this is still pretty far out to be looking at. But again, this is a early winter forecast. Going ahead now and taking a look at the CFS forecast model, which is the second climate model I will be showing you guys today. You can see pretty much the same as the CANCIPS model. However, it is more bullish on the above average precipitation here for the northern half of the United States in December. Moving on now to January, relatively the same thing. This looks pretty similar to the CANCIPS model, below average in the lower half of the country and above average in the normal half of the country. This is pretty typical during a La Nina year, which is what we are forecasted to be in, and that is where you have the drier and warmer conditions in the lower half of the country, and in the northern half of the country you have stormy, wet, and cold. And I will be showing you guys that in my forecast map towards the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Moving ahead now, February, pretty bullish here on some above average precipitation in the northeast and as well as the northwestern United States. It also gets some above average precipitation down here towards the southern half of the country and the southeastern United States. You'll see my forecast. I'm not really buying that, but again, we will see what happens as we get closer. Moving on here to March, pretty large chunk here in the entire eastern half of the country of above average precipitation, as well as in the northwest. Again, southern half, you are below normal precipitation according to the CFS model. Switching over to the temperatures now on the CFS model, the orange and red colors are above average and the blue colors are below average. So as you can see, pretty much the entire country in December is going to have above average temperatures. Moving ahead to January, you can see this below average start to sneak in here to the northern part of the country, northeast, definitely getting some of those below average temperatures for January. Moving ahead to February, it kind of goes back to the same look as December, where the entire country was above average. And finally in March, you can see some more below average temperatures here in the northern part of the country and very above average here in the southern half of the country. Switching over to the CANCIPS model here, this is again December. You can see pretty much the same thing as the CFS. Again, a little more bullish on the below average temperatures here for the northern plains and the northeast. But again, below average or above average rather for the southern half of the country. January, pretty much the same thing. February, same thing again. Maybe some more below average temperatures in the northwestern half of the country. Same thing here for March. Some more cold air moves into the northeast. I find that a theme that the northeast is going to have a backloaded winter, as you guys will see on my forecast map, and I will explain later in the video. And yeah, that looks to be pretty much it for the forecast climate models. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my map up on the screen right now of what I think will happen for this winter. But as you guys can see, southern half of the country, I'm expecting a dry and warm winter again, which is typical with a La Nina year. Central part of the country, I think you guys could be near average. You guys could be 50-50. You could get some shots of cold air, which is normal during the winter, during a La Nina year. Or you could get some, a big high sitting over you and get, pretty dry during parts of the winter. Now the northwest, cold and stormy. I'm not too worried about the temperatures. The big thing I think is going to be the precipitation. You guys are going to be getting a lot of rain. I don't think the temperatures are going to be that cold, but rain is going to be the biggest problem up there. And obviously, as you move into the northern plains, cold and snowy, I think you guys could see a lot of big snowstorms this year. especially early in the year, December and February. That's definitely when I think is your best chance for a big snowstorm. And last but not least, looking at the Northeast here, like I said earlier in the video, I think you guys could have a backloaded winter. I think December and January, you guys can be like, oh, this is the same thing again as the past, 3 or 4 years. Another winter where you get no snow. That's going to be, just warm and dry again. And then, February and March, I think you guys could get a blockbuster storm. So definitely, if you're in the Northeast, don't count the winter out when it's, below average in December and January, because I think you guys could definitely see something towards the end of the winter. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video again. This is just an early forecast. I will have an official forecast out later in the year, probably September. So keep an eye out for that again. And also, I will be uploading a video tomorrow with an update on the tropical disturbance in the Atlantic. So keep an eye out for that as well. With that being said, stay safe and peace out.